My name is Ilya Nikitenko, and we are part of the Minority Achievers Program with the Marysville YMCA.
We chose to make a video about drugs in our school because it's everywhere and affects all of us.
When did you start using drugs?
I can't remember exactly the time. I was, must have been 13, 14 years old.
My name is Bob, and I started doing drugs when I was 15.
What was your reason for starting to use drugs, and what kind of drugs did you do?
To be cool with my friends, and when I got depressed at times. And the type of drugs I did was marijuana, Vicodin, Oxycontin, shrooms, small amount of cocaine, and alcohol.
Well, everything started with like pot. It's the cheapest one and the easiest you can get. From weed, cocaine, meth, pretty much it's all over the place. That's the easiest drugs to find in pretty much every high school.
How did drugs affect you academically?
At the moment, I didn't thought they affect me at all, you know. Until later, when I knew that I was falling behind my grades, and then I didn't want to do homework, and I just wanted to be hanging out with my buddies or anybody that had drugs.
The results of me taking drugs in school ended up in bad grades and a lot of absences.
Are drugs easily available? If so, how?
In every single school, most of like middle schools, high schools, they're all full of it. There's always somebody carrying it, somebody has them. It's just pretty much like walking to the store. It's easier than getting candy. Well, in the beginning, it's through friends, just give it to you. Later on, they start charging you. Allowance, the money that your parents give you. Later on, if you don't have money for that, stealing things, little things like cell phones and whatever you can get money to get your drugs.
I worked hard to pay for them, and I got them from dealers and friends.
And the more you get into drugs, the more you start doing things, bigger things, like pretty much with the gang, and stealing cars, stereos.
How upset would your parents be if they found out?
My parents would be very disappointed, and to be honest, they're smarter than we think. They already knew.
If they find out, they were pretty upset with me. Can't even think of it, how it was pretty tough.
What percentage of students do you think use drugs?
There's probably quite a few of the kids that either use drugs on a regular basis or have tried drugs. There's not a lot of statistics as far as we haven't caught a lot of kids with actual drugs on our campus, probably 13 incidences last year. We depend upon a lot on other students coming to us and telling us when they've seen some drugs on campus or they've heard about someone talking about having drugs on campus. And when they do that, security and administrators will seek these people out.
When you suspect someone of drug use, what actions do you take?
Depending upon the circumstances and the information we have, there may end up being a consensual search. And once we find drugs, then we take the administrative steps after that. There's a matrix that the school district administrators have. It might be an in-school suspension, depending for tobacco or something on first offense. If it's a hardcore drug or a prescription drug, it might be an out-of-school suspension or an expulsion. If they're selling drugs on campus, then it would be an expulsion probably.
Do all you can to get rid of them. If you know of a person who's using drugs, first of all, say no to him and do whatever you can to get help for him, because it just wipes out so many opportunities for you. So we know drugs are there. We're doing everything we can to try and address the problem. We obviously have more students in our schools than we have police officers. So it's going to be up to the community. It's going to be up to young people like you to walk up to your friends and try and get help for them. Because I can tell you this, it only leads to a dead-end street. And at the dead-end street, there's no future there.
As you can see, drugs really do affect all of us because we all attend school and that's the environment we face. I hope you all enjoyed and took something from this video. If you know someone or have a friend involved in drugs, let them know that they affect more people than they think they do.
It's okay.
To make a video about drugs
in our school.
Oh crap.
Doing.
Hold on.
What?
Okay. We chose a video about drugs in our school because it's everywhere and affects all of us. We chose. Okay. We chose this video about drugs because it's everywhere and affects all of us.
Schools.
Oh my gosh!